evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Lauren, aka Lolo, owner of Lolo's Crochet Creations. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but I really don't post on there that much. But also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok as well. So I know during the last video, or towards the end of the last video, I should say, I stated that you should grab some cotton yarn, a 5mm or letter H hook, and we are going to make our first washcloth using the stitch single crochet. So I just wanted to kind of help the newbies out there get as much practice as you can with the single crochet stitch. And then for the half double crochet, we'll probably try and make a coaster and or a cup koozie. I don't know yet, but then I also want to teach you all how to crochet in the round, especially like whenever you're making a hat, maybe the base of a handbag or purse. Working in the round is what that's good for. But it's just so many techniques out there, and I just want to make sure that I share them with you all, give you my tips and tricks that work for me whenever I crochet. And if you ever have questions, just let me know. So without further ado, let us get started and make our first washcloth. All right, let us get started. All right, so I'm actually using my yarn bowl that a really good friend of mine gifted me. So to keep my yarn kind of not all over the place and whatnot. So let's see. So let's get started with making our first washcloth. We will use the terms chain and single crochet. And you are going to start with a chain of 31. However many chains you want to do really doesn't matter. I chose 31 chains because I kind of wanted it to be about 9.5 to 10 inches length and width. So I decided to do 31 chains with my H hook. Make sure you do chain loosely because you do not want your beginning chain to kind of scruffle up and crunch up because you chained too tight. So just make sure you try to chain loosely. And then whenever we do start single crocheting, try not to pull your yarn so hard. Excuse me. It's just best to just take some deep breaths. This is just a very easy project for us to get some single crochet practice with. But in the end, you may want to make some more dish towels, for family members or gift ideas. Who knows? So before you know it, you'll be crocheting a top, which is just probably made of 2 rectangular panels, and then just sewing on the arms to your sweater or shirt that you're wanting to make. Really easy stuff. But without further ado, let us get started. So first, you're going to do your slip knot, and this is the way I do my slip knot. Okay, and you may hear my dog in the background eating his food. He always says that. And then I place my hook inside of this little loop, and then I kind of pull tightly. And so I have it tight, but then I have it kind of loose so it can kind of move up and down the hook, okay? All right, so we're going to chain 31, okay? Remember, chaining is the foundation of either how wide or how long you want your piece to be. Most of the time, it's how wide you want a piece of your work to be. And then, yeah, sometimes I'll say, yeah, the length, because, whenever you're making a scarf or something, you kind of want to chain the length and then you work on how wide you want your scarf. So sometimes it can be chaining the length of something you're wanting, like a scarf. And then sometimes you have to chain the width of something, like what we're making is a towel or like a coaster or something like that. So I don't know where I'm at. I'm just chaining along the way. So let me just count really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, okay, 25. All right, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then 31. All right, so here we have our 31 chains. Look at her, she's so pretty. Oh my gosh, even though it's just a chain, she's so cute. So anyway, in the second chain from the hook, this is not a chain. This is just the yarn on your hook that you'll be working with. This is your chain. So 1, 2. So this right here is where we're going to work our first single crochet. All right. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. That is it. And you're going to go into this top part of your chain. Okay. And then insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And as you can see, as I'm crocheting, a lot of my techniques are moving the hook, and the hook is kind of doing a lot of the work for me. And you're just going to place 1 single crochet in each chain until the end. So 1 single crochet in this chain, 1 single crochet in this chain, and then 1 single crochet in this chain, and so forth and so on until you get to the very end. And for this project, you will need, like I stated, a size H or 5mm hook, cotton yarn, preferably cotton yarn, unless you're just wanting to make a square of single crochets, then that works too. Or you may want to use that, I don't know, square for something, I don't know, but I just wanted to provide you all with a quick, fun, easy pattern to, you know, get that single crochet practicing in. So and as you can see, I'm taking my time because I still do this till this day, because I don't want my first chain, or not my first chain, but my first row that I'm building off my chain to be super duper tight and just, you know, pulling the yarn with a lot of tension does impact that. So I'm holding my yarn loosely, and as you can see, my hook does most of the work. The hook does a lot of your work. And as you know, the more you continue practicing crocheting, you will start to really understand and know, okay, this is how I need to hold my yarn this way. This is more comfortable for me. It feels more natural this way. And, you know, this is how I want to hold my yarn in my hook. Cool. As I always say, these are techniques that I use for my project. So, and it works for me, so I'm just sharing my knowledge. But I wanted to stop real quick, just kind of show you what we have so far. Okay. And when you come to the very end, you may think that this portion right here, which is not, that is your, that's your slip knot. You don't put a single crochet in there. That's your first chain right here. So this is where you're going to put your last single crochet, okay? So insert that hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. And there goes your row 1. Okay. All right, so moving right along, this is actually going to be your repeat row. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then let me just pause really quick and show you. So there goes our beautiful V's that we'll be working into. Some patterns say work in the back loop only or the front. All right, so right here is your V's that you'll be working into. Right there, right there, right there. Those little V's right there at the top, that's what your stitches look like. and that's what you're going to be working into. Now, don't work into this because that's your chain one. The chain ones at the end keep your edges straight for the most part, and that's why I say you have to chain one at the very end. Sometimes patterns say you don't have to chain one, but I think that in the beginning, I think it's good to learn to, just best practices to know how many chains to chain at the end of a row for, stitches that you may use. So for a single crochet, you're going to most likely chain one, and that's the chain one. So that's my chain one. And now we're going to work our first single crochet into this V right here. Not here, this is your chain. This V stitch right here is where your first single crochet is going to go into. All right, turn your work after you chain. So we chain one, turn your work, and then work your first single crochet in that first single crochet. And then you're going to just keep going down the row. Oh, pro tip. So I was using another hook earlier today with my almost finished dish towel that I'm working on, and I noticed that sometimes plastic hooks are a little bit better than the aluminum or metal hooks. I think that, especially with this type of yarn, it just glides, through each stitch very easily and smooth. And I actually purchased this hook at Hobby Lobby. I forgot the name of the brand, but I think it is like Hobby Lobby's brand of hooks. And I absolutely love these hooks because, like I said, they glide through your work so easily. And it just kind of makes your work kind of go by quicker than, hooks that may catch on to one of the strands in this yarn and whatnot. But this hook just glides through each stitch, and it's amazing. So highly suggestion. This is not an ad or anything, just a suggestion. So we're almost near the end, and see, sometimes like I'll probably go too fast and maybe mess up with my stitches. I still mess up every now and then, but crocheting is a learning lesson itself, and I'm just a big stickler about wanting to make sure everything looks nice, neat, and dang near perfect. So all right, so once again, let's come to the end of this row. Right here is going to be where you put your last stitch. So you see this this V right here. That V right there is where you're going to put your last single crochet. Okay, insert the hook like that, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and that is it. And that was your repeat row. So you're going to repeat row 2 up until your towel measures 9.5 to 10 inches. And if you do have another alternative color different from the color yarn you're using for the main part of the towel, grab that yarn. We're going to place a border around our towel, and it's going to just consist of single crochets, and that's it. So just continue working the 1 single crochet in each stitch, and whenever you are near the end of your work, reach back, well, not reach back out because we'll be here. Come back, and then we will kind of learn a technique to attach yarn to, sorry y'all, my dog was shaking it off in the background. Trying to attach yarn to like your work, so that way, excuse me, so that way you can add, other colors to, say, your project and whatnot, and then you'll learn how to add a new color, I guess, of yarn today. So we shall see. My dog is whining, so I actually got a little bit distracted just then. I don't know what he's whining about. So let's see. But yeah, so I'm going to try that again and say, if you have some, like a different color yarn, grab that yarn, because we're going to add a border around our dish towel. We're going to learn how to do, the border, and then also how to attach a new color of a new color when it comes to adding, you know, say a different color to a project that you're wanting to do. So, okay. All right. And so this is 2 rows of single crochets right there. Okay, so I actually like this yarn. I want to use this yarn for something else, but I wanted to also use it to show you all how to do the single crochet and how to start off your dish towel or washcloth, whatever you want to call it. So after we get after our piece measures about 9.5 to 10 inches, we are going to learn how to add a new color of yarn to your project. That way we can add a border around our dish towel, and it's going to just consist of single crochet, so a technique that you already know. I know sometimes some borders are a slip stitch all the way around, but I don't really like to do a slip stitch. It kind of makes the work a little bit tight and it just feels weird. I don't know, it feels like, I don't know. I know you can loosely stitch a slip stitch, but I just rather use I'd rather use a slip stitch whenever I'm about to near the end of my work. But using it as a border, I personally just don't like to use it. I'll probably use a single crochet or a pretty picot stitch, but continue with your single crochets, and don't forget at the end, chain 1 each time, and you should see your towel start to shape, and it should be in the form of a square, like as close to a square as you can get it, because you want your length to match your width to match your length of how long you want your towel. So with that being said, just continue doing 1 single crochet in each stitch, chain 1 at the end, and then meet me back whenever you're near the end. All right, welcome back, y'all. I actually worked on this earlier for the purpose of this video, so this is what mine looks like so far. Not so far, but towards the end. I actually ended up doing a total of 30, I think it was 35 or 36 rows. I wanted to end it on a even note. Why, I don't know, I just wanted to. But I ended on about, I think it was 36 rows. And so I wanted to show you, like I said, how to go about adding yarn, a different, you know, contrasting color yarn to your work, so that way you can add a border or start a new row in a different color, things like that. And as I always say, these are the techniques that work for myself, and I just want to share them with others. So other crocheters may have their own techniques of joining yarn, but the way I do it, I feel like it's a little bit more secure. It'll be kind of, you know, it'll kind of be a little bit different and weird in the beginning, because it'll seem like your work is just about to fall apart while you're trying to add a different color of yarn, but it's actually quite pretty cool. So here goes my square, and it is measuring, because I measured it before, it is measuring 9.5 by 9.5. So that's how wide and long my dish towel is. Okay, all right, so we are at the end of our row, and now we're wanting to add on a contrasting color. Oh gosh, y'all, I'm more prepared. There we go. All right, okay, so I just chose orange because, as you can see, I don't really have too much of that yarn, and this is actually now going away, but it's all good. So I like to go ahead and make a slip knot. So this is us joining a new or a secondary color of yarn. So this is how I attach my new yarn. So I kind of put that to the side, put that slip knot to the side, right there. Insert your hook, okay? Grab this yarn, bring it down to the other, like right there where you have 3 loops, your new yarn, the stitch, and the yarn on your hook, okay? And then, I don't know how that's staying there, but it's staying there, and so try to tighten your slip knot like so. and then you're going to drop the main color yarn. So you're going to drop that yarn. You're going to pick up your working yarn for your new color, and this is where it kind of gets tricky. So first and foremost, pro tip, always make sure you're working with your working yarn, the yarn that's attached to the yarn or the ball of yarn, and not with your tail. I've actually done that before, especially like whenever it comes to chaining. So just make sure you're not working into the tail, you're working into your working yarn. Okay. All right, cool. So that's it. So what I like to do is just kind of grab everything and just put it under my middle and my pointer finger. So then I'm going to grab my yarn and then pull through as if I'm doing a single crochet, and instead of using the green yarn, you're going to use your new yarn like this and finish your single crochet like so. And then just pull everything tight. Okay, and yes, I'm about to show you once again. All right, so see, it's attached there. And so now when we work down the yarn, we're going to actually place 3 single crochets in each corner. Actually, no, we're going to place 2. We're going to place 2 single crochets in each corner. All right, so I'm going to do that one more time for you, because I know that was kind of, you know, a little bit tricky, but let's do this once more. So this is my working yarn of my main color, okay? So this green is the working yarn for my main color, for my towel. Okay, so I'm going to push that little booger out the way. All right, so now I'm going to grab my other yarn, the contrasting color yarn, and I'm going to make a slip knot like so. Okay, and then I'm going to place that down, kind of give it a little bit of tension, and then put that working yarn from your main color behind your pointer finger. And then, well, actually, you know what? Not just yet. So then we're going to insert our hook, drop this yarn, now put it over under your pointer finger to hold it back. Grab your new color of your yarn, slip that on there, and if you can, try maneuvering a way to tighten that yarn. And how I did that is I held the working yarn over here, and then I pulled my tail, and then that actually tightened it up for me. But now I'm going to switch the working yarn out and then put the tail back here with the other green yarn of the main color. And now I'm going to continue as if I'm doing a single crochet. So you're going to go through here and then make sure you pull your working yarn for your main color, kind of pull that a little bit tight, and then you're going to finish as if you're doing a regular single crochet. And that is joining yarn. I'm going to have another tutorial about that, so do not worry, do not fret. I am going to have a different tutorial about adding yarn to your work, or adding a new color to your work. So we're going to actually work back this way, okay? So I can show you where to place those single crochets at along the edge. So just pause the video for a moment. If you need to rewind it some, you can, and then that way whenever you do have your yarn attached, just start with 2 single crochets, and then we are going to go work down our border here, around here, here, and then finish on this side, and you will have a beautifully made hand towel, washcloth, dishcloth, Swifter cloth, whatever you want to call it. So grab you some scissors as well, so that way we can actually cut off our main color yarn, and then just now continue working with our contrasting color. All right, you guys. All right, so I actually found my scissors, and I was able to kind of snip the rest of that yarn off, and I pulled everything once again to make sure it was nice, tight, and neat, and whatnot. So let us dive right in. So you should have 2 single crochet, 2 single crochets right here in that corner. Okay, so now we're going to work a single crochet. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of tricky, because sometimes you can go through this little hole here and then here, and then this hole here, and then in here. Sometimes I just kind of find where I want to place my single crochet. So I'm going to just place the first one in this hole right there. Not well, hole, yeah, in that stitch right there, okay? And then you're going to go into the next one, one single crochet, into the next one, then the next one. Okay, and then let me just show you where you see those holes right there. So that one, then this one. Okay, and then this one, and then this one. Then this one, there, and then this one. So you're just gonna go into each of those stitches like so, with, you know, inserting your single crochet. I think some individuals call it the low valleys or something. I have no idea, you guys. I just try to find a pretty place to put my stitch whenever I'm making a border and call it a day and just pray that it comes out making sense. So yeah, so just continue placing one single crochet in each of those stitches on the side. Oh my gosh, y'all, but look at her. I actually like these two colors together. Cute. All right, so just keep going, and then meet you at the end of your row. Okay. Y'all, we got rain today. When I tell you, it was so nice to hear some rain falling today. And it happened not once, but twice. It just got through raining now. Oh, so peaceful, so pretty. And in my apartments, they have carports, so hearing the rain hit the carport, oh, chef's kiss. Mwah. It just was so relaxing and calming. So so we are almost at the end of our row for the border. Okay, and so right here, and then one right here, and now we are at the corner. So let's see, I think that we're going to go into this stitch right here. So we're going to place 1 and 2. Okay, and now we're just going to work on the other side of our initial row and just placing 1 single crochet in each stitch. So where I work mine is right here. So I'm going to work my single crochets kind of like on the other side of your first row, basically. This is the other side of our first row. So we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch until the end of the row. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to use this, but I just know I wanted to show you all how to make a dishcloth. I really think it's pretty awesome, you know, and it's really easy to do. And like I said, it can be a potential gift, you know, crochet a towel and then maybe buy a bath and body set. I don't know, like for somebody, you know, so I just really think that this is an awesome project to start off with. And like I said, you're going to get that single crochet practice and learning a new technique of adding a different color to your work. So we are almost there at the end. So with this, okay, so we're at the end of the row. All right, we're at the end of our row. So as you can see, right here is where we basically, this is our beginning chain tail. So you see this hole right here, that little hole right there? We're going to work our 2 single crochets kind of a little bit below that because, well, you know what? Nah, we're gonna work 2 inside of there. So we're gonna just go on in the corner. We're gonna stick to the easy route. So I'm gonna insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then place another one in there. Okay, and so whenever you are working down this other side of your towel, you want to make sure you are also working this yarn inside of the work as well, or you can place that yarn to the side and then we can just weave in our ends without a darning needle, and I will show you that as well. So we've made our 2 single crochets. Now we're going to do 1 single crochet in each space. Those spaces just like the other side. Okay. And you're just going to keep going down the line. Keep going down the line. Y'all know me. If you know me, you know I'm a goofball, so but let's see. So yeah, if you want to just pause the video and then come back, you can. And then I will meet you all at the end of this row. All right, so we are back at the end of the row, and let's see, I wanted to show you where you're going to place your 2 stitches at. So it's kind of hard to tell, but right here is where you're going to place your 2 stitches. So 1 single crochet in this last stitch, and then you're going to place 2 single crochets right there in that space. So 1 and 2. Okay, and then you're going to just work a single crochet as if you are working one in your piece of work into each V-stitch. So you're just going to go down the line in those V-stitches right there, and then you are going to just continue until you get to the end. Okay, there we go. That's one thing about yarn, you can kind of manipulate it to kind of stretch it out and and whatnot, but this is how it should look. Look at that, y'all. Let me go up some. There it is. Look at that. So pretty. All right, so just pause the video and then I will meet you back at the end. All right, so we are at the end of our row, and you are going to place 1 single crochet right beside the 2 that you had, and then you're going to do a slip stitch. There we go. Slip stitch in here like that. Grab your scissors, cut your yarn, and I like to make it extra secure, so I actually pull it through like that. Okay. And look at this beautiful towel. Her is pretty. I don't know what happened over here. I'm so particular about my work. But this is a dish towel. Oh my gosh, y'all. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. With this, I don't really have my darning needle right now, but you would actually just sew these, not sew, but weave these into the stitches. And then you know what, we'll actually do I'll do a separate video about showing you how to weave in your ends, and we'll use this as an example. So be on the lookout for that video. But take your time, be patient, and just I really hope you enjoyed this easy, fun tutorial about making a dish towel. And if there is anything in particular that you're wanting to see, let me know, and then I will make a video dedicated to that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Go follow my Instagram and TikTok page, and have a great evening. Bye.